If the market was a person or a thing that could talk, literally talk, what do you think the words would be that would be coming out of its mouth right now?
I think it would be a phrase, feed me, Seymour. I don't know if you've ever seen Little Shop of Horrors, but Audrey 2 is the market right now. We are Seymour. The government is Seymour. She wants to be fed.
S&P 500 closed at an all-time high today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Money Always Talks. This is a show where we take a step back and look at what money is trying to tell us about ourselves. And today we want to ask, what is the stock market telling us before the US election? I'm Matt, the producer, and today we find John out in the fields. John, where are you right now?
Kind of surprisingly, but in a good way. I am in front of the Mariner Eccles building, which is the headquarters of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors and the Federal Open Market Committee, because we're going to talk today about October. We're going to talk about sort of some presidential politics and why you shouldn't really freak out so much about who becomes the president, because the guys who meet and the women who meet behind me to set interest rate policy are arguably more important than the president.
Well, you already kind of set up the first question for me. I was just going to ask, we see these tumbling sort of motions in the market right now, just with all the anxiety and stress over who's going to be the president. What do you think is the overall feeling among traders, among just people in the game that are trading these stocks?
I think the biggest thing in the market maybe is not the presidential election so much, but is still COVID-19. The market was pretty psyched that we were going to have a vaccine. Everybody's going to get vaccinated and go back to school and work and restaurants and fly and take cruises. But that hasn't quite happened yet. And the market also said, okay, we don't have the vaccines and COVID is still a threat. So can we get some stimulus? And President Trump and Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and who else is involved with that? The guy from Kentucky, Mitch McConnell. Nope, we're not going to get the 1.8 trillion or 2.2 trillion or whatever. But I think the market knows that it's coming because politicians love to give out money, because it's like people think of them as Santa Claus after that. They're going to get reelected. What the market also likes is when the winner of the election is the person who was down in the polls going into it. Look, just think back to 4 years ago when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton. Except for the first 45 minutes after the game was called over, when the market was tanking, stocks went really nothing but up.
I remember I guess it was our first episode, that you had said that October is typically a bad time for stocks.
October has a horrible reputation, but it's really kind of undeserved. It has some very macabre history. 1929 was, of course, the great crash, Black Monday and Black Tuesday and Thursday. 1987, 22.5% off of the Dow Jones Industrial Average in one day. And then in the late 90s, there were some times when the market was rough in October. But what October does have is the greatest amount of volatility of any month. So the more up and down price action, which also can spell danger, but it can also spell opportunity if you're sharp. Anytime the market goes down from where it was before, is going to be a good point to buy in, because the long-term trend of the U.S. stock market is higher. So anytime you can get a decline, you might have to wait it out. If it's a rough bear market that lasts 2 or 3 years, we have had those. But yeah, if you've got time on your side, one quote you can take away from this is, it's not so important who the president is for how you invest, but who you are. How old are you? How much risk can you stand to take? Could you stand to look at your portfolio down 50%? And if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, probably, you can come back from a bad whooping in the market.
If the market was a person or a thing that could talk, literally talk, what do you think the words would be that would be coming out of its mouth right now?
I think it would be a phrase, feed me, Seymour. I don't know if you've ever seen Little Shop of Horrors, but Audrey 2 is the market right now. She wants feed. We are Seymour. The government is Seymour. She wants to be fed. She wants to be fed by the Fed, and she wants to be fed by the U.S. government with another round of bailout.
All right, time to wrap this up, but let's rewind to go over what we learned. Okay, so what is the stock market telling us before the US election? Well, as John put it, feed me. The market wants to see more coronavirus stimulus from the government and for more people to buy assets. The Federal Reserve continues to keep interest rates low, which encourages borrowing and economic activity, so this helps satisfy the market's hunger. The market also seems satisfied that regardless of who wins the presidency, more stimulus is on the way. But keep in mind, October is generally one of the worst times of the year for market performance. This is based on previous big crashes like in 1929 and 1987, and also general uncertainty right before November elections. But October can also be a good time to buy into the market if you catch what you want when the price is down and your life situation has you in a good place to take on the risk. Thanks for watching this episode of Money Always Talks. We'll be back soon to figure out what else money is trying to tell us.